Hi, need some fast and easy Christmas presents? Today I'm going to talk about how to make these custom t-shirts and totes. Hi, welcome to Gray Lightning, my video blog about making things and playing games. And my project for today are these custom items that are all made out of 100% cotton. I bought them, very inexpensive items, from Walmart, from Target, from Amazon. The designs are some of my favorite games, from my favorite games. I have Arkham Horror, the card game here. I have Legend of Zelda. I have Assassin's Creed. These are designs I made for other projects, but they also made great stencils for this project. Now, I cut my stencils on a laser cutter, but you don't have to. You could cut them by hand. You could use a store-bought stencil, and this process would work just fine. Then what you do is you get a bottle, an inexpensive bottle of heat-activated bleach paste. I bought mine on Amazon. And you just apply it with a sponge brush through the stencil and heat activate it when it's dry with either an iron or with a heat gun. And what you'll see is the original color of the fabric comes through underneath. So you start with dark items and then you get this nice design. What's great about it is that the design then is really permanent. It doesn't change, it doesn't come out with washing, it doesn't flake off. So this is a really fast, inexpensive, and really fun project I'll talk about today. I went back to existing projects to find drawings that were really good stencils. These divine beasts from my Legend of Zelda quilt are perfect stencils, so I put all 4 of them on one drawing. I took my 5 Arkham Horror symbols, which are also good stencils, and put them together in a single horizontal drawing. The characteristics of a good stencil is that when you cut it, all of it, the whole design still holds together. This Arkham Horror star is a great example, but my Assassin's Creed logo is a problem. It would fall apart when it was cut, so I had to put a frame around it. And then I put the symbol inside with a little bit of overlap of the frame, and I said, Pathfinder, unite. And then I had to go back on a third pass and take the center elements that I had in a group on another layer and use the Pathfinder to say minus the front and punch that out, and I ended up with this design. I'm cutting them out of cardstock, and the hardest part about doing that on the laser cutter is to not have everything blow away on you. Now, the good thing is that stencils aren't as much of a problem because it should all hold together. That's the nature of a stencil. But you'll see, even as I'm cutting here, little pieces are getting sucked out. I try to work towards the front of the bed, and I use tape around the edges. I made a couple copies of each stencil, and I store them and transport them in the pad of cardstock. And you can see I've got a bunch of them here to work with. Each stencil has a right side and a wrong side, so you have to make sure you've got it in the right orientation. And now here's working on one of the tote bags. I put a piece of cardstock inside just to keep the bleach paste from going through. I protect my work surface, put the wrong side up. I use repositionable adhesive spray, and I started out putting too much on. You should really take a light hand with that because it's harder to rinse out than I thought it was going to be. Then you get your bleach paste. This is called Discharge paste. It's Jacquard brand. It's about $10 on Amazon for a bottle, and I used a very small amount of it. But you paint it on, peel off the stencil, and now I'm using a heat gun. And this accelerated process you see here took about 8 minutes to complete. In other words, you never have to worry about accidentally bleaching something because you really have to work at it to get the discharge paste to activate. The t-shirt's made out of somewhat thinner cotton, and I put a heavier coat on. And when I activate this, it's going to go all the way through, and you can see the design clearly from the inside. I started using the heat gun, but it took too long, so then I thought, okay, I'm going to try the iron. I hesitated to do this initially because I was afraid it would get on the bottom of the iron and transfer to other things, but that ended up not being a problem at all. It's also significantly faster, especially on items like this, which have big blocks of areas to be bleached. Go back to the heat gun here to try the star, and what's interesting about this is that
the fabric that you'd expose underneath is a light green color, and that's why you don't really know till you do something what it's going to look like. I also tried this significantly heavier suede cotton. I did it first with a heat gun, and then I went back with the iron to see if it would make the design go through to the back, but the iron didn't make any difference. So it's really the amount of paste that matters, not the method. The heat gun and the iron work equally well. So I did my favorite game symbols on these, but you can really customize them. You could put names on them and make them special for individuals as gifts. It's an easy way to make a one-of-a-kind gift for your favorite gamer. I have lots of other fun projects for gamers and gaming, so if you're interested, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.